And this is Does Your God Sleep? A project exploring Nigerians' perspectives on fear, God, and the roles that fear and God play in society. Guided by the question, is your God's influence limited to you and your territory? Today's conversations explore the relationship between faith, civic and personal responsibility, free will, and the nature of God's sovereignty. In this episode, participants use anecdotes and metaphors tire, and maybe that's actually just because it is a dicey question. And it's an important question for me to ask because one of the crucial pillars of religious conflicts is the question of territory. Where does your God cover? Would my prayers for you touch you, especially if they aren't your prayers for yourself or for us? Is my God also your God? And so does that mean that you're simply living in ignorance and so doing God wrong? Is there truly enough space in the sky for my God to be my God and yours to be yours? These aren't yes or no questions. And this space, as I designed and intended it, is not about what is right or what is wrong, but about knowing what it is that the different many of us are working with.
The conversation was had just before the Nigerian elections where someone says, whatever the outcome is, if you believe that God is consistent, God is consistent, right? So you're going to be fine or not fine. But the outcomes of the election should not have a bearing of the nature of your God, or else he's not a God. He's not God. Now, saying that can be viewed in two ways, because there was the group that saw that as relax, do what you are meant to do. Your civic duty is to vote, be peaceful. You need to carry out protest, do that, exercise your power of protest. Then there are people who heard and often even embody the selfish thing of, I can't care about other people because according to my God, I'm fine. There's a difference.
God made us free moral beings. He gave us human rights to choose. So you can decide to choose me. You can decide to choose any other thing you choose to worship. I won't force you. And Joshua, after they've crossed, I think River Jordan or something, so he told the children of Israel, choose you this day whom you serve, either God of Israel or the God of this. Right. So I've chosen to identify as a Christian. I know I have a father that will always hear me. So for somebody who doesn't have a relationship with him, for instance, right, you have a child and you have a slice of bread. And then you have your neighbor's child, who's not your child. Both of them are both hungry at the same level. Who will you give the bread to first? And two of them came to you. Who are you going to offer this slice of bread to? Your child. If I have money and then if you don't ask me, I won't know you need her. It's only when you come to me. Yeah, so me that recognize that, oh, you have money. Okay, you can help me. So I come to you, give it to you. But if I feel like, does she have money? Can she even do it? Do you get? Yeah, so that's how God works. God doesn't impose himself on people. Although he's almighty, but he doesn't impose his sovereignty on everyone. Yeah.
To be honest, in relation to fear, as much as the sovereignty of God is something we allude to and we agree to, there's also the autonomy of humanity in that imagine I'm crossing the road and I don't cross fast enough because I serve a living God who's a miraculous. Like, there will be immediate consequences that have me flattened out on the expressway. And I think this is one thing that upsets Christians and non-Christians, that the concept of God's intervention is often a figment of our projected thoughts. Like, so our fears often discount the consequences of a chain of events that have started that we didn't see. Remember what I said at the beginning, that if I recognize who he is as the supreme power that I submit to, the who is also my guiding light, my guiding principle. So I must relate to society in a specific way, right? I'm not going to force everybody to relate to society that way, but I know that my God expects of me to relate to society and fears in a certain way.
I'd say it depends. So in a way, I agree with what she said about like bad things just happening. Again, humans have free will. People do things. So you're driving on the road and You have prayed in the morning, God protect me, and you go out, right? But someone decides to do one way, and because of that person's action, you might die. Yes, there are supernatural interventions, but I don't believe that it always happens. I don't think like constantly is behind it scene like tweaking and like some puppet master. So I feel like it just depends.
Do you think your God is a God of the community, whether or not it believes in him?
I don't believe my God just works for me, but then also, more so, I know that I don't have the master plan that my God has. So even if something feels like, for example, the state of Nigeria, why is it like this? Why is it like this? I don't think it's all within our time, because everybody would want, the country to be great at exactly their time of being, but history moves very slow, and it's just because like you have a much smaller time frame, so you can pray for something and it happens in 2 months, whatever, but you're praying for a country, it can happen in 200, 300 years. So I do not believe that my God only just operates around me. But then, yeah, everything has different timelines. So there's very little that's actually, all that's within my control is within my own control. So, yeah.
Yeah, I believe God is for all. And there is a saying in Arabic, is a Araman Rahim. Araman simply means I can take care of everybody here. Rahim means I'll take care of my chosen ones. And there are some selectives that he likes especially, and there are some that has to work harder for what they get. So just don't come across this one. Don't let your connection cross with this. There are some people he has given them divine power and given them say, okay, in their program they are powerful, they have extra power to destroy and to conquer, which you don't have that strength. So they are your weakness. Don't come across it. And when you do, probably seek refuge with God. So what you will say 10 times before he answers. These people has a password. If you are good, you think you're good enough, but still open for improvement. That okay, I want to do better. I want to do more, because there are some people doing more than you, and there are some that are not even doing as much as you're doing, and they are even getting more than you. And there are some that are doing way more than you, and they are not even getting anything. So it's just Aramon, Arohim.
Can you do anything outside of controlling what is within your control?
Can control how other people react to me and the things I'm involved with. That's all. But
It can control.
Yeah.
It can control how other people react
To me.
How?
The things I'm involved in. So if me I'm at peace and my God is at peace, you would have a better time hanging out with me. So I'll be in a better state of mind, which means if I was starting a business, I'll be in a better place to market the business, which means you'll be in a better place to purchase or use whatever I'm selling or to sell some, yeah, so I can't really influence everybody else on their own, but I can influence how they react to me or what I'm talking about. That's all.
So your higher self can basically affect things around you.
Around me, yeah. So, if I'm happy, people around me can be happy.
Yeah. I think it also controls the way you also respond to. So not necessarily control society, but it can control your response.
Yeah, exactly.
Just which by turn actually controls society towards you.
Exactly.
The big God. It's not around. Honestly, I'm very like I feel like I'm trying to find me. So the loving or the whatever, the love, it involves, I guess, is me doing the thinking about other people, about the scenario, about whatever. It can't control what other people are doing. So it can't, that I have it in me, that I'm going to consider all the sides of the situation, but I'm going to think about how it's going to affect everybody. Does not mean other people are going to consider how it's going to affect everyone else. Therefore, they might not necessarily measure their actions like that. And that's not within my control. That's not within the control of my God. That's not what we can. It's not something that we can do. Sometimes people can mirror yourself. They're like, this behavior, and it happens to me. You generally, people move to you a certain kind of way when they see you're moving to a certain kind of way. Sometimes, definitely not all the time, but like they kind of get like, this person here has been here for so long, or like this girl has tried, or she normally does XYZ, just like let's do XYZ for her. Again, I wouldn't say like it pushes the scale completely, but every once in a while, people recognize that that's happened, that that's the thing that you did, and they're like, oh, because of that. Well, I don't know, like such a.
So how does it help? How does it protect you from this thing? If at all it does it?
The useless blood. Very useless. I used to do something else. Quite frankly, because what doesn't mean from anything. It's just so maybe it is. Maybe it's not that thing happened to me. So maybe just because it just never come, but maybe it knows we can't handle it, so like it has gone ahead and like cleared the road or something. But because I don't think that faced with the issue it would do much. So maybe that's it scoping. That's way of God. Just like when I hear about it, like it's like.
If you're listening to this and you'd love to share your own answers or thoughts on the questions, please, I'd love to hear from you. Write or record a VN and send to hello@studiostyles.org. I may do an episode of just listeners' thoughts, questions, feedback. Who knows? I don't know. It depends on whatever you will send to me at the end of the day.